Hey, Amit, today we're going to make pan-fried salmon. Making salmon on the stovetop is super easy. All we're going to do is, well, first we warmed up our salmon like we do with our most meats. I put it on a plate and let it come up to room temperature for 15 to 20 minutes. And I'm going to salt and pepper the skin side. And I'm going to flip it over. I'll be right back, wash my hands. Then we just salt and pepper the flesh side. And all we're gonna do, this dish is not about a recipe. It's just, salt, pepper, olive oil. You could do in clarified butter, that would be good too. But the key thing here is we are going to cook it in the pan, and we're not gonna flip it over. We're gonna cook it skin side down, and then we are going to cover it and let the and turn off the heat and let the residual heat in the pan finish cooking the salmon all the way through. So next stop, stovetop. Here we are at our stovetop. I've preheated this pan for a couple of minutes on a kind of a medium heat. I'm going to put just a very little oil just so it's a non-stick pan. We don't need too much. And I oiled the top of the salmon. So all I'm going to do is slide this in here. Should sizzle a bit. There we go. Now what we're going to do is cook this until it's about a quarter to a third of the way cooked. And then we're going to turn off the heat and put the top on. I'll be back in a minute. So I've been on the stovetop for about 5 minutes. Kind of, as long as it's making noise, kind of a medium heat. Now I'm going to check it. See, it's about a third to a halfway done. Now, this is where we let faith take over. We are going to put the top on. Now we're going to turn the heat off, and the residual heat in the pan is going to cook it up gently through, and it's going to be very, very soft when we're done. So now you just got to be patient. This could take 5 to 10 minutes. When it turns that color, that light color instead of the orange, the dark orange salmon-y color, you'll know it's done. If your salmon fillet is quite thick and it seems like it's not cooking through, you can turn the burner back on and put it on a very low simmer. What you just want to hear, the residual heat will keep the fish sizzling a little bit. So if you stop hearing this little sizzling noises, you could put it on a very low simmer and help it through the last stage. Once the heat's off, we can leave this. Don't ever touch it. Don't take the top off until it's completely done. Once the heat is off, you still hear the sizzling. Let it completely stop, and then you can let it rest. It's not going to really overcook if you use this technique. You might have to practice a little bit depending on how heavy your pan is. I just use a non-stick Calphalon pan here. So we very patiently let our salmon cook through with the residual heat from the pan. The noise has stopped. You can touch it. You can see it's quite not too firm, so it's good. It's not overcooked. And we're going to take this to the cutting board. To serve up our salmon, I've let it rest. I took it out of the pan and I let it rest just like I would any other cooked meat. And this is about a 1 pound piece, so I think I'm going to get 3 big pieces, or I could do 4 small ones. I'm going to take a nice third right here. Let's take a look at the inside. Cut through the skin, which is nice and brown. See? Perfectly cooked. Nice and soft. And I'm serving it on some mixed greens, tomatoes, red onion with a balsamic vinaigrette. And there you have it. Stovetop salmon. Enjoy.